The views and opinions expressed by the On the Spot with David Rodgers show are solely based on the show's hosts, guests, and viewers. We are solely responsible for all show content in its entirety and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of any sponsors in any way. These broadcasts are presented and made public by the On the Spot with David Rodgers team in the hope that it will be entertaining and informative to our viewers and listening audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's 7 o'clock and time for On the Spot with David Rodgers. And now, here he is, Mr. Friday Night, the show pony himself, the man, the dream, the legendary David Rodgers.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am Mr. Friday Night, and the show pony David Rodgers alongside... what's his name there? With Super Dave Holland behind the scenes trying to keep us out of trouble. Great to have you along. Tonight's show is sponsored by Miracle Automotive and Towing. When you need a miracle or automotive help, don't pray for a miracle. Call Miracle for 24-hour towing service and a full-service auto repair. Call 904-368-1114. Miracle Automotive and Towing, where miracles happen each and every day. Let's get the show started as we always do with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a really, really good show tonight, Michael. Yes, we put this together at the last minute. As you know, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, that our Tornadoes are playing in the state semifinal game this Friday night for a chance to go and play in the state championship. And we've got all the constituents involved with Bradford Tornado football tonight. We've got coaches, we've got players, we've got radio announcers, we've got Dave Holland, we've got, what's his name? We've got even Roger Cruz back here joining us for a night. So, again, glad to have you along. So let's go ahead and get started as we always do. Mike, if you don't mind, sir, so I'm getting over this, do you mind saying the prayer tonight?
I'd be happy to.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Our Lord and Father, we thank you for the opportunity we have to gather together to do this broadcast for everyone out there and for those that are here with us tonight. We thank you for all the blessings you bestow upon our great country and our great community. We thank you for our first responders and our military, but we thank you for the youth. We thank you for these young men that are representing our community. We thank you for the leadership that is being provided to them, and we thank you for the leadership that they provide to each other to set an example, to move for the greater good, and the common goal of success and building on character and friendships and camaraderie. We thank you for the opportunity that we have to work in the greatest nation in the world. We thank you for providing with us the greatest armed forces in the world that protects us from both domestic and international terrorism. We thank you for everything that you do for us. We ask for your blessings over each and every one listening tonight. We ask for your blessings for those in attendance. And we ask for your continued blessings as we move forward as a team, as a community, and as a nation. And in all these, we ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Jesus Christ, amen. All right, let us stand for our pledge. And I'm going to ask, if he would, Mr. Dave Holland, if he would lead us in our pledge tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Amen.
Tornado. Yes, there you go. Got a couple of patriotic quotes of the night. Let us go through them really quickly.
All right.
You will never know, Mike, how much it cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it. It is a founding father. You will never know how much it cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make good use of it.
Ooh, that's a
really good one. I have used this one, or Byron has used this one before. That
sounds almost like a military figure. I'm going to go George Washington.
You're going to go Washington. All right, David? And anybody listening and anybody in here want to take a stab at it?
George Washington sounds pretty good to me, too.
There you go.
Do you like George Washington on this one?
Yes.
How about you, Jason? Who do you like?
I don't even know the question.
You didn't catch the ball. Yeah, that's all right.
Thomas Jefferson.
You like Jefferson? That's a good one. And y'all are all around it. That's John Adams. All right, one more. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on certain occasions that I wish it to be always kept alive. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on certain occasions that I wish it to always be kept alive. It is a founding father as well. Roger, you want to take a stab at it?
Abraham Lincoln.
No, do you want to take a stab at it? What was your last one? You want to take a stab at it again?
Yeah, like my last.
Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah.
You like Thomas Jefferson on
Yes.
that one? David, do you like Thomas Jefferson on that?
I kinda like
Hey, even Coach says he likes Thomas.
Yeah,
It is Thomas. It is Thomas Jefferson. Again, ladies, welcome into a special edition of On the Spot with David Rodgers. We do a show each and every Tuesday, but it is special tonight.
Yep.
You know why, Dave?
Yeah.
Because we have some tornadoes in the house tonight.
Yeah.
And I tell you, if you've been sleeping under a rock here lately, you know that our Bradford Tornadoes this Friday night will be playing in a state semifinal game to get to a state championship game. And we're going to be playing the Cocoa Tigers. And I want to welcome in at this point right now.
Tigers?
Tigers.
I could have sworn it was the Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, well, hey, I didn't say any of that. Let me welcome in Coach Jamie Rodgers.
There you go.
Come on in, Coach.
Yep.
Who we got? Chasen, come on in, Chasen Clark. Do we got the one-man wrecking crew in here with us?
Torn too.
Yeah, the one-man wrecking crew. He knows who we talking about. Who else we got?
That Coach Staples is out there if we want to hit him later, but me and
We'll hit Coach Staples here in a minute.
all right.
Coach, great to have you
Yes,
along.
sir.
As always, again, Chasen, great to have you along. The one-man wrecking crew, as we like to call you. Mr. Torrin Brazil is here with us. Guys, I don't know how to really begin this. I talked to Jimmy when we was trying to put this together. First of all, I know you probably heard, I've been under the weather the last week or so. I was in the hospital for 5 days.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I had pneumonia.
I did not know that.
And that's why I missed the call last Friday night. That's why Byron Bagwell and Mitchell Gunner stepped in. They did a fantastic job, by the way, calling the football game for Eagle Country 106.3. And I really missed being there the other night because if there was a game that I wanted to be at, Coach, it was that one.
Yeah. You were one of the only people that weren't there.
I hear you
wasn't very
because
many that was not there.
was not there. So, but I will be in full force this Friday night. Me and Byron will be on the call, so we're going to be calling a lot of you guys' name. Coach, it's been a great season so far. We've got what we call the Final Four now. That's where we're sitting at, and we're going to be playing a Cocoa Tigers team. And I just want to throw a few stats out there before I ask you some questions about them. They're 9-3 overall. They're 4-0 and first in Class 2S District 12. They were 5-1 at home. They were 4-2 and away. They scored 484 points. Yeah. They've allowed 145, and they're on a 7-game winning streak right now. They have 3 losses on the year. One is to Orlando Jones, which we know about that powerhouse. They're always a powerhouse in Florida. They lost 29-19. That was first game of the season. Yeah. Then they turn around second game of the season and play, which we know is a great powerhouse and national powerhouse, St. Thomas Aquinas. Yeah. Lost to them 42-14. And then their last loss was a 35-29 loss to a Seminole Sanford squad down there, which they're always in the playoffs and the thick of things as well. As you took care of, you and your guys took care of business against Baker County. By the way, congratulations to Baker County. They really played a tough game. They played the Tornadoes about as tough as anyone has played them all year long. But the Tornadoes, their resilience and their will to win found a way to win that ball game. And Coach, I was listening to it on the radio as I was also trying to watch the Seminole and Gator game. Yeah, so I was trying to do 3 or 4 things at one time, and I was listening to Byron and them's call. I know there was a lull period where. It looked like it was going the opposite way there, and Baker County actually had a lead on us. And then y'all made the adjustments, man. And once the adjustments were made, it was just like it was a stranglehold, and Baker couldn't do much really after that.
Well, more than adjustments, it was us just doing what we do, right? We didn't have to make a lot of adjustments. I told them at halftime we made probably more mental errors and physical errors and just things that were out of character for us in one half than we did an entire year. And so we decided to throw all the mistakes that we could throw in one half. And I told them at halftime, we're down 17-7. We've played as bad as we could play, and they've played as good as they could play.
Right.
Yeah, I knew that if we played tornado football the way that we've been playing, I knew what the outcome would be. I told them if Wildcats have 17 at the end of the night, they got at halftime, we're going to win the game because we're going to have more than 17 when we're done. And it just ended up working out that way.
Yeah, and it did. It was a 28-17 victory for you guys. And again, I commend you and your team for playing very well that night. And like I said, the resiliency, the determination, the moxie that your team has, Coach. And I've known these young men for a while, as you have now. There's just a will and a way about these guys that they just don't seem to lose, man.
Yeah.
They don't. That's not in their DNA.
We got a lot of grit. These kids have a lot of grit, and they're tough. A lot of them have to play a ton of plays. A lot of them have to play both ways. These two guys right here pretty much play every down, and and the fact that their will to win is what pushed us over the edge. A lot of kids have that. A lot of kids in our locker room have that, and their will to win and their will to overcome adversity and to keep on fighting, is what took us over the top the other night.
Yeah, and I want to say, Coach, and I know there was a lot of plays there that we could say sort of turned the momentum, swung the momentum.
Yeah.
But I got Jip. I don't know what to say. That kickoff return by Jip Pringle.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid is lightning in a bottle, and he really set the tone for the second half, didn't he?
No question. Oh, when that happened, I mean, we went from down 10, 2 scores, to down 3, 1 score. A field goal down,
right,
without ever running a play. Not one play had been run. And at that point, I felt really good. Coach Staples and the guys spend a lot of time on special teams. And they bailed us out a couple times this year, and Jip hitting that kickoff return. Well, it set the tone for Crescent City week, the first week of the playoffs.
It did.
And then the other night, it got us back in the game where we needed to be, and we were pretty much even. We played, like I said, we played about as bad as we could play, and then all of a sudden, in 10 seconds of the second half, we were only down 3, and that gave all of our guys a shot in the arm.
There you go. Want to talk a couple of plays there. One was a play that I wish I really could have seen Mr. Chasen Clark personally that night. Tell me what happened on that play there where you took that thing to the house. It was about 75 yards? Is that what it's officially?
Ended up coming up at 79.
At 79.
Yes,
so tell me what happened on that play.
Well, we were looking at the play. We were trying to run a pound. That's what we've been known to do this whole year. We were looking at it, and I remember going off to the sideline and telling the coach that there's a little spot right there that's open. And they were seeing it, but we were really hesitant with the play because we knew that our running game works. But then the coaches trusted me. We ended up coming together. The coaches made a great decision. We ended up throwing right over the top of their head. I was able to outrun everybody in the trap.
Yeah, you sure were outrunning everybody. I'm going to tell you, as I look back at some of the little highlight films there that I could see, I didn't see anybody behind him at all, not even really close.
No, we had that play set up, and, isolated. We've got Torn in the flats.
Right.
We've got Chasen running the deep corner. If the corner bails, take Chasen. Flats is wide open to Torn. If the corner drops down and takes Torn in the flats, Chasen's wide. They have to put so many people in the box to stop our run.
Right.
And when they do, we keep running, boom, over the top. That's kind of the way we build our offense.
So, Sharon Pettiprin said, Chasen Clark, number 10, my honorary grandson. I'm sure we're getting quite a bevy of comments, and we'll go through those as your mom's on, by the way. You figure she was on there. She goes, hello, hi, son of mine. There you go. So say hello to Mom.
What's up, Mom?
What's that? That play also, Coach, if I remember correctly, like I said, I was in the hospital getting me some good old IVs, some good old meds, but that was a 3rd and 15 play too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, we probably should have run it on second long.
Right.
That's probably a little bit better time to run it, but we took a time out there to talk about it. It was getting late in the game, And I said, hey, if we'll throw it out of bounds, throw it incomplete if they cover everything, and then we'll punt and let our defense get back out on the field. But it ended up working perfectly, and it was a well-timed call by David.
Coach Staples does, and all those guys do a fine job, that whole coaching staff, and I'm going to let you call them out here in a minute. But are you welcome back in Baker County?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Well, I have to go live there, so maybe none of them know where I live.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah. This is two in 1 year.
Yeah, I have.
I didn't know. I
haven't been to church since we beat them, so
okay.
I don't know yet.
No, we got to find that out. Torrin, I almost don't know what to say because, like I said, first of all, y'all are two of my favorite players. There's no doubt about it. Right along Willie Pollard. How much do I talk about Willie Pollard? I mean, oh my gosh, Mr. Willie Pollard. Mm-hmm. And I wish he could come here one night. Maybe we can, because I love Willie Pollard. Me and Byron just adore that young man as we do you guys. But we've officially, even last year, me and Big Kevin gave you the nickname, the one-man wrecking crew. And it seems like when you are in the backfield of the opposing offenses, you're always creating some kind of havoc, and I think that's where it started, and that's why we've given you. You do know that's how he's known, right?
I don't know that.
Yeah, he's known as the one-man wrecking crew.
That's his radio nickname?
That's his radio nickname, yep. So everybody, when they go, hey, the one-man wrecking crew just made a play, they know it's Torrin Brazil.
I got you. Okay.
So, and we've got a name coming up for Chase, and he just don't know about yet. That where I'm going to surprise him with on the air on Friday night as he goes and his daddy goes back and listens. But you really create a lot of havoc back there. What is everyone says, well, he's not the biggest guy, but he's not the smallest guy either. You got a lot of quickness and a lot of speed. You've got a certain techniques or certain things. I don't want you to give it away to anybody, but that you use to get into the opponent's backfield.
No, it's really the coaching lineup and my instinct. So sometimes like the coaches just put us in the right spot, but like sometimes I just feel like it's going right here. I just know where it's going, so I just gotta go. I tell my backers, Bryson, cover this area for me. I'm finna go, and my instinct be right.
So you have to rely and make sure that Bryson or whoever it is covering your spot. So when you go, that spot's not left wide open.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow, Jason, you are the same way. From the middle linebacker position, I don't think I've seen too many guys that are as quick as you going from point A to point B, and it doesn't matter how you do it. I mean, he can shoot the A gap or he can go around the end, and it seems like you're right there to meet the ball carrier all the time. And we're like, my gosh, Jason's just going to take the snap and just take it off and just run it all the way back. Your quickness, I know you're quick, but I know your football IQ is up there as well.
Yes, sir. I'd say most of that comes from I gained a lot of it this year when Coach right here taught me how to watch film, taught me how to learn and read everything so I can almost say where the ball is going before the play. A little bit of thinking, just like knowing how everything's working and know if a blocker turns this way, it's faster to go this side than this side of them. Just little things.
Right.
Yes, sir.
The little things that that turns out to be big things. I mean, you don't really think, here comes Chase and he comes around the right end and Torrin's already there making the play because, man, who are we going to block? Who are we scheming to block here?
Right.
And so, Coach, as far as for Coco this week, and I know. If I know you as I think I know you, I know that all there's still tricks in the bag that you haven't shown even in 12 and 13 games in now that we're probably going to run against Coco. I know that the things that I've seen about them and read about them, their skill players are really quick, they're really fast. I know they like to throw the ball. They mostly like to throw the ball.
They do.
I don't know what their run game looks like. I think they try to, pop that in there just to keep you honest.
There you go.
But they're going to mainly throw the ball. If they become one-dimensional,
yep,
which
that's
if
our
they
goal.
throw, and that I was just going to say,
yep.
And I've seen this kid if you get him to roll to his right, Coach, he doesn't throw the ball near as well as he rolls to his right because he's a left-handed quarterback.
Yes.
Rolls to the left, he's about as accurate as you can get it, especially on the run. Now, I didn't see him on some of the things that I did watch. I didn't see much standing in the pocket. Will he stand in the pocket?
Yes, he will. He does a great job of getting the ball out on time. He's got to be uncomfortable. We got to make him uncomfortable.
Right.
One, we got to take the run away. If we
Right.
take the run away and make him one-dimensional, then we got to get him uncomfortable.
Right.
We can't let him stand in the pocket. We can't let him go left. That's the two things that we have to try to take away. And yes, we to answer your question, we do have some stuff that we haven't shown on film, both offensively and defensively. You don't have to worry about anything being left in the bag this week. We're gonna do what we got to do to get to the state championship game. That was our ultimate goal.
Right.
And so we're not gonna leave anything there. We're gonna play aggressive. We're not gonna play timid. Timid teams don't do well against Cocoa. We're gonna be aggressive, and we're gonna go see what happens in 48 minutes on Friday.
Yeah, that's a great analogy, Coach. I tell you, also, as I know our defensive backs are really good. They're good on coverage. Yeah, you can tell by the interceptions and things that we have. Are you going to play a little bit more man press coverage on their receivers? I know we're playing, sometimes play 7, 8, 10 yards off, just depends. And I know that this young man here from Cocoa, if you give him that little time there, he'll pick you apart.
Well, what they do is they line up. They see what you do. They turn and look at the offensive coordinator or the head coach, whoever's calling the plays.
Right.
They'll signal in a play that they like based off that. We're going to try to create some confusion, show one thing, and then back off in it after they've signaled in their play, or show it and keep it there and stay the same the whole time. We're going to give them a lot of looks up front with Torrin in some different places.
Right.
And so let him create havoc. Or we try to match up our best people on what we feel is their worst people.
Right.
And so they're going to see a lot of things that they haven't seen, and hopefully, we've got all the game films on them, so I'm going to try to do some different things that they've seen in all the games that they've had this year. So, confusion, take away the run, and then let's go see what happens. That's kind of our game plan.
That's a great game plan, Coach. Also, I want to talk about a couple of young men. I can name the whole team here.
That's right.
Because everybody has done a wonderful job. I can't say enough, and I'll talk Coach Staples here in a little bit about. I can't say enough about our offensive line.
Yep.
God, Coach, the way that we're not the biggest, we're not the strongest, we're not the fastest, but I can tell you what, I sure would like to run behind them.
For 15 weeks, they still do the same simple drills every day.
And I'll tell you, that offensive line has nothing but improve, and that's really all I can say about that. And I wish I had the roster where I could.
A big rah-rah guy.
Right.
We saw about as much as emotion out of him as we're going to see last week when he threw. For our quarterback to, it's just another play. That's all. It don't matter if it's the state semifinals or not. It's just a play.
Right.
And we're just out here playing football, and I like that about him, man. He's done a great job giving us some leadership at the quarterback.
Boy, I tell you, he runs like he's about a 250-pound quarterback at times. And,
very strong. He works in the weight room like it's supposed to be done. Doesn't miss a rep. I could leave the weight room and walk out, and he'd get everything that's on the board. I don't have to watch him do reps. He's just going to do it and get it done. That's the kind of kid he is.
Wow. Also, I got to talk about him again. We was just talking about him here, and that's Willie Pollard.
Yep.
I know we all know what happened to Manny, and we wish Manny's recovery. As a matter of fact, by the way,
going really well.
Is it going really well?
I think he's got a week left in the cast that he's in. That he's going to be in a boot and be able to move around much better. And it won't be long, and he'll be back to the old Manny.
Okay, the old Manny that's going to be the new Manny at Cincinnati, right?
Yep. Well, he's committed to Cincinnati. Their head football coach just left.
Yes, that's
don't know. You never know what that entails. That'll be Manny's decision.
Right. Hey, you never know. May follow him to Wisconsin. Who knows, right?
Never know.
Never know. But anyway, I want to thank Manny for everything he's done as a Bradford Tornado and continues to do. But right now, the man is Mr. Willie Pollard.
Yep. Great job.
Yes, he runs like he is 242 pounds and
160-pound body.
And 160-pound body. Mm-hmm. But that's that mental toughness again, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
That's that willingness to want to. And whether he's running the ball up the A gap or running behind right tackle, left tackle, or taking it on, around right in, I don't think I've ever seen that young man look just to try to get missed. He looks for somebody to hit.
He runs for contact. I agree with that 100%. And, it's very rare for a guy of his size to run with that power that you're talking about, but also be able to cut it outside and nobody catch him. That's a great combination to have as a running back.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and I love that kid, and he's going to do some special things. He's still a junior, right?
Yes.
He's just a junior, so he will be back.
He'll be back with these guys.
Oh yeah, with these guys right here, and the talent that's sitting below them, all those sophomores and freshmen. Running backs, Coach, that you've used already and that you continue to use. They step up each and every week and seem to give you a play or two that just, turns, like you said, momentum around on some games.
Very excited about the young kids. Obviously, we want to finish off this year the right way, but the future's bright. We had a great season in JV. I think we lost one game to Union County by 3 points. We had them stopped on a 4th and 15 play. If we make that stop, we go undefeated on JV this year. So, very excited about the future and those young kids. Like you said, Coach Staples references it all the time. These kids, the young guys, we had 6 games the first 6 weeks of JV. Right. The ones that came up with us, they've got 9 more weeks that they've been able to practice football that most kids don't get.
See,
it's been really big. We've got almost another half a season, half of a full season that these guys have been able to practice. It's awesome.
Okay. Are we still okay for right now, Dan?
It's in and out.
Is it in and out? Okay.
It's jumpy.
Okay. All right. Well, we just got a few more minutes anyway right here. Again, welcome in on the spot with David Rodgers. It's a little special edition here. We're talking a little tornado football. Got a big-time, exciting game happening at David Hurst Stadium this Friday night as the Tornadoes will play host to the Cocoa Tigers, to see if we can get a spot to go to the state championship. Real quick, Chasen, a couple of things here for you. Who is your favorite player besides yourself? Who's your favorite player on the team?
Torrin.
Torrin? Tell me what you like about Torrin. Tell me what's...
This is perfect.
I figured they did, and that's why I figured I'd ask it.
I mean, we just grew up together. That's always been my brother. Stayed at my house many times, stayed at his many times. We have a bond, on the field we got each other and off the field, so it's just like in-game brother,
Yeah, it's just like mesh. It's just like 2 peas in a pod.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm assuming your answer is him, right?
I mean, I'm gonna answer besides him.
Oh, you're gonna answer? Oh, okay, okay, all right. Outside the box. Okay, I like that.
I like one of my favorite players is C.J. Corn. He came back from his knee injuries, and he was scared at first his junior year. Senior year, he came back. Now he's one of the best DBs we got now. Yep. He's underrated in my opinion.
Oh yeah, C.J. Corn will hit you too, won't he?
Great call.
Yeah, that's a great call. Outside of that. I do like that, Coach. See, there we go. I got you. Fastest guy on the team.
Besides myself.
Besides yourself, of course. Yeah, besides yourself. Yeah.
It's out of Willie and Jip.
Out of Willie and Jip?
Yeah.
All right, if you had to choose one.
Choose one. I'll go with Jip.
You going with Jip? All right.
I got Jip.
You got Jip, too? You got Jip? Close? Would that be close between him and Will?
Oh, yeah. Super close.
Jip just got the strides on him.
Yes, he does have that too. I always, man, as I was looking at the team coach and the way we get different skill players in scoring opportunities, if you want to call it that. Man, it just seems like that you give that ball to that kid, man, and the next thing you know, man, they just go get it from the end zone.
That's right. He's done a good job. He's done that for us all year. Right, and he's consistent with it, and as long as his health stays good, he's going to keep on.
Somebody was asking me, and I don't know how much you want to get into it. Injuries. How are we looking as far as injuries goes this Friday? Anything significant?
Well, we're playing our 14th game, so when you play 14 games of football, you're going to have obviously Manny's little freak thing that happened.
Right.
Put him out for the season. And then for the most part, we're pretty healthy. We've got a couple ankle, things that have been tweaked during practice or during the game last week. But for the most part, Luna went out last week.
Right.
He got a pretty significant shot on his knee that was already injured. Just so proud of him and all the other guys that play. There's a difference between being hurt and injured. And our kids here on our Bradford team, they know how to play hurt. These guys sitting right here play hurt every week. Linemen, they have to play hurt every week. If linemen don't play hurt, we'd never have linemen. Right? They would never be in there. So, Amon tweaked his ankle a little bit last week. So basically at the skill position, Khalil's fully healthy back now again. Dejon Shanks is fully healthy again, which is really good to have those guys, because those guys have been beat up a little bit this year and have been hurt some, and we haven't been able to go full throttle, but we've got them back this week. So for the most part, we're pretty healthy for a team playing in the state semis.
That's very good. Coach, like I said, I don't want to hold y'all too much. I know y'all have had a great week of practice so far. It's only Tuesday.
Yep.
No, we still got Wednesday, Thursday, and then, of course, game day Friday.
Yes.
Is there anything that you would like to tell our viewing audience about, hey, come out and let's support the Tornadoes? Why don't you beef it up there a little
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you got, I don't know if we could have fit any more people in this past but, our crowds have been great. Our crowds have been unbelievable, at home. And then this week it should be even amped up even more. Last week I looked up in the bleachers. People started showing up about 6:15 for a 7:30 kickoff, making sure they got the top spots up there in the top of the bleachers.
Of course.
This week they're going to have to do the same. We're the only show in town, basically. I'm not sure. I tried to research this as much as possible, but from Jacksonville all the way over to Tallahassee and down to Gainesville, I think we're the only town or only game in North Florida.
We are.
I think there's one in Hawthorne play at
Hawthorne,
home.
Hawthorne plays at home.
So besides us and I think us and Hawthorne are the only two game within miles around here. So there's going to be a huge crowd, and we want them to be loud on our side.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Coach, because Union County has to travel way over to the Panhandle to see if they have their shot to go, and then Columbia has to travel south. They've got to go to Lake Wales.
Yep.
So there's 3 area teams right there, Coach, man, that can punch a ticket this Friday night and be in a state championship game, and that's pretty much unheard of, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's cool to have. Basically three counties that kind of touch one another,
right?
That are still playing in the state semis, and what the FHSA done with the realignment, I think, has really helped that, and now really good football's being rewarded. A lot of people say, talk about it being watered down. I don't agree with that at all. There's nothing watered down about a team recruiting, getting 15 kids to transfer in, and everybody huddling up and then beating everybody else. The kids that grow up in their hometown should have a chance to win a state championship if it's one of the best teams in school history. And that's just the way I feel about it. So, I want everybody to come out and be loud, and let's go do what we need to do.
You want to give a shout out to everybody, too, and tell everybody come out there and support a Big Red?
Man, just come out and support. It's just that simple, man. It's like, what are you doing on a Friday night? That's better to do.
I like that. Tell them, come out and support you, right?
Ain't nothing better to do, man.
Come out and see the one-man wrecking crew. Hey, Byron told me to tell you too, man. If you had a couple of sacks in this game, he did tell me to tell you, Byron. This is Byron now. Yeah. He said he would buy Torn Brazil's dinner at his choice.
Oh.
He said if he can get him a couple of sacks, is what he said.
I'm good with that.
Are you good with that? Yeah, I'm good. Then you got him then. So I'm gonna make sure he gets his wallet out for you, and I've got you covered, cuz. No doubt about it. I've already got you covered. So.
Well, Ruth Chris has $100 steaks.
Is that the one? There. See, that's the one. Dave, you got a question for the coach or anybody?
I'm just support you guys 100%, man. You're looking beautiful out there.
Thanks,
I'm so excited.
Thanks.
Yeah, and the whole community is really, Coach. I mean, every time that I turn around,
they've been great.
They have been great, and
it's the big conversation in the shop. And
I'm sure
hundreds of people a week.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
In small towns where you've got one high school, football is supposed to to be the talk during the fall. Yeah. And it's a blessing for me, and I am honored to be the football coach and to be in a place like that. It's not like that everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not like that, and we're very fortunate to have it that way here.
Well, Coach, it's your first year, and I don't know how long it's been since we've been in a position like this.
Since 1986. Wow. In this kind of position right here. Man. Besides winning in 65, 66. I want to say 86.
85, I think.
85, Jimmy. Is it Jimmy? 85, 86?
85 is the last state championship appearance.
Okay,
they won the Final Four game.
They won the Final Four game. Yep. Okay. Remember the last Final Four?
17 and 03.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot about. That's the one where Reigns came in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And in 03 was Madison County.
And Madison County. I remember. Okay, you're exactly right. So y'all got something that y'all can go out and improve. I know y'all are ready, man, and I know that y'all have got it right here. That I know these guys ain't going to come in here into your house.
No.
And make sure that if they think they're coming in here just for a little tail whooping, they can forget that, can't they, Torrin? They can forget that, right, Jason?
Oh, yeah, they ain't got no choice.
Yeah, they ain't got no choice.
We're going to send them to the train station.
Are we going to send them to, is that what we're going to send them? All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you,
Thanks,
Coach,
David.
for just
Appreciate you
stopping.
having us on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for coming on. The one-man wrecking crew, of course, Mr. Jason Clark. Here's Coach Rodgers right here. Jimmy Clark back behind the scenes. Say hello to everybody, Jimmy.
Hey, everybody, Jimmy.
Everybody, Jimmy. All right, guys. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll bring in Coach Dave.
Okay.
And we're going to talk a few minutes and see what he's got to say, and then we're going to probably wrap her up. And
hey, Tornado fans. This is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida and David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
On the Spot with David Rodgers. I am your host, David Rodgers. You just heard from Coach Jamie Rodgers. You just heard from Jason Clark. You just heard from Torrin Brazil. And now I've got Coach Staples in, Coach. Hey, they said you're the best looking one out of them all.
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
Better with age.
Better with age. That's right. That's what they say, right? That's what they say. Coach, yeah, I know what you do, but tell everybody on the spot world there what you do, what your job is over at Bradford High School, and what your job is on the football team.
I'm in the gym all day and teach PE. So you get to see most of the athletes during the day. And then, of course, football-wise, special teams coordinator. I handle all the special teams and quarterbacks. So stay pretty busy.
Special teams. Can I stop you right there, Coach?
Absolutely. I love talking kicking game.
The last 4 games, we have either had somebody, mainly Jip Pringle,
right,
do something spectacular, whether it's a kickoff return for touchdowns or a nice kickoff return to put us in great field position. I know it's just not him. It's the whole special team squad.
And they take a lot of pride. Most of the teams we play, Baker County, for instance, last week, they put a lot of their backups on there. And I get it. It's the rest, the guys, and a lot of guys going both ways. But, we kind of feel like we can use that to our advantage.
Right.
I put the frontline guys out there, and, they take a lot of pride in it. Obviously, they've seen over the last 4 or 5 weeks, especially, how big they can impact the game.
Right.
Jip getting the ball, obviously, if we get a few blocks with his speed, we get a crease, he's gone. But and this goes back to us preparing on the kickoff team too, who we kick to.
Right.
And then you get thinking about what we have. You got to pick your poison. Are you going to kick it to Six, or are you going to kick it to Jip, or are you going to kick it to Willie Pollard?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to deal with? So we've got 3 really good ones back there, some guys that do a good job blocking up front, Chasen and Torn being then 2 of them there in the middle that kind of set the key. For instance, last week, we always try and attack the other team's weakness on special teams,
right.
whether it's punt block or kickoff return. Last week, they were really susceptible to a sideline return.
Right.
And so I put that in on Monday, and overthinking it, whatever you want to call it, I said, you know what? For 3 weeks in a row, we've ran middle return, and we've been pretty good at it.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's go do what we do best and not even worry about what Baker. Let's worry about Bradford, not Baker. And we did middle return, and the one we did get to return, he housed it for, I guess, 98 yards.
Yeah, he sure did.
Was that Baker County lost that game right there.
Right.
I mean, just mentally, they were done right there because, that just.
That's a backbreaker, ain't it, Coach?
It is. Before you ever even snap the ball, you're now only up 3 points instead of 10. So
right.
That was huge. But Jip's been that kind of guy. And, again, like I say, we've had some big block punts. Guys just take pride in it. And that's a huge part of it is when you can get that on the special teams, that's the third phase of the game, and it's very important.
I want to talk a little bit about Hayden Hughes.
Yes.
Hayden Hughes, maybe 2 missed extra points all year. Is that right? Maybe just one. If my notes were right, it's.
I think one was blocked and one was missed. I think that's where we're at.
And then he tried a field goal, right? And we missed that one, right?
Yeah, but there were some other things going on. There was time was running out.
Time was running out, yeah. And he's still almost.
We were still short people on the field, so he's
right.
kicking, with a. Not a
right.
full line up there, so that didn't really. But the other field goals where everything's been right.
Yeah,
we've had a shot. The 45-yarder hit the bar the other night, and he didn't get that one good.
Right.
I mean, he usually his leg he can with a little bit of wind he's good 50 in.
And that was going to be my question to you, and I didn't know if you wanted to answer that, but I figured you would, since we're a local radio show here and TV show. If we need him, and we may need him in this Cocoa game, who knows, right? We just don't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
If the conditions are right, where do you trust him from?
Like I say,
45?
if there's no wind whatsoever,
right.
40 in is I think is pretty much automatic.
Right.
45, we got a good shot. After that, he's going to have to hit it good, and we're going to have
great blocking, everything just a little
perfect.
Bit
but he's capable. His legs really strong. Does a great job on the kickoffs for us.
Oh yes, he does.
We're about honestly, people are going to say 3 yards. We're about 3 yards short of being able to get it in the end zone every time. So there's a little bit of strategy involved there because we don't want to kick it to the other team's chip.
No, we don't want to kick it to the other team's chip.
If you noticed last week, wherever they lined Cam Smith up, we went the other way.
You went the other way. Yeah.
And they finally there at the end switched him over to our left side where we like to kick it. So we kicked it right. I mean, we study film too, so we know,
Yeah.
So we want to stay away from their game breaker. Unfortunately, Cocoa has, they're 2 deep guys. One is an Ohio State commit.
Yeah.
The other has 15 Power 5 offers. So we're gonna look. Really, it's going to be a lineup decision.
Right.
We're going to see where the hole's at, and try and get some height to it, because we're sending a little bit of speed down there on the kickoff.
Yes, we are.
So if we can keep them 25, our goal is to keep them 25 back. So. If we can do that,
if we can get them to start between the 20 and 25-yard line, that's
Yes.
that we would consider that a win when we coach them.
And Coach Rodgers talked about, let's make them go 12, 15 plays to score.
Right.
So in order to do that, we've got to do our part on special teams to pin them back and allow that to happen.
And I noticed too, Coach, and I know this is a tribute to you and your team and your staff. I noticed that the guys always are maintaining lane discipline.
Yes.
You don't see anybody trying to. Everybody's until they get to the play, Dave. And then all of a sudden it looks like a sea of red has just converged on you.
Right.
But lane discipline.
That's a great point, Dave. Great point. We talk about as we're coming. We call it birds on the wire.
Right.
We want everybody coming. As they kick the ball, everybody the same spot.
Yeah.
And then stay in your lane, get down there, and then make the adjustment to whether we have to slide. We went over that a lot today because they scoot around when they return the ball.
Right.
Of not overrunning the kick. And by that I mean if the ball's 10 yards to my left, I can't be 5 yards or less because I've overrun it.
Because we've overrun
we've got to
it.
break down and get closer to where the ball's at. And if he cuts it back across the field, we readjust.
Right.
And
we've got the speed to be able to do that.
Speed makes up for a lot of things. So,
yes, it does. All right, I know you work with the quarterbacks.
Yes.
Gosh, I have been so impressed with Jeremiah McKenzie.
I'm going to tell you what, I don't know if there's a more coachable kid or a quarterback that I've ever worked with that has improved as much as Jeremiah. And 90% of it has been his lower half, the footwork, the things that inexperience, brings about with that. But if you've noticed, his arm whip is a lot better lately.
Yes.
It's because of the lower half, the feet. We get him back on the hitch and getting the weight transfer, and the arm whip's been a lot better. He's throwing a lot nicer balls. He's still young, though. I mean,
right.
He's
a sophomore. You got to remember he's a 10th grader.
Inexperience at times, not maybe wanting to pull the trigger.
Right.
But you know what? That's also coming from his coach at practice saying you can't throw into that crowd. So, we've got a great defense. Let's not turn the ball over. If we have to punt it and play defense, we'll do that. Don't make mistakes to help them. So, but again, with experience and all, he's going to get that to where he just cuts it loose in there. But right now, I'd rather him be safe than sorry, and that's what he's doing. So
now, I know we were talking about Dejon here a little bit, and I know I know that you've been running him probably as some backup quarterback and things like that. Is he going to be able to get some snaps this game, Coach?
He is going to get a lot of snaps this week.
Okay.
And Coco, if you're listening in,
just go ahead and let you know.
I'm just kidding. We've got it back now that he's healthy.
Right.
We've got plays to run and packages to run where we're going to do what Dejon does great and what J-Mac does great. And, we're going to really need Dejon's quickness and, ability to elude the rush this week. So you'll see quite a bit of Dejon at quarterback this week.
Coach, what do you see on there? I know their defense is pretty good as well, and I know they played some pretty big, powerful teams down there. Is quick like us? I mean, are they going to get out the ball, or
their strengths are really our strengths? Every DB is a D1 commit that they have. They've got two pretty good linebackers that they don't jump out at you, but every time you look up, they're in the right spot.
Yeah.
They've got one.
Sounds like a couple linebackers that we have.
Yep, exactly. And, they got a 3-star guy up front on the line. I honestly think some of the things we're doing, we can have some success running the ball. Here's the only problem, and we talk about this all the time, is we'll work on a team what they've been running the whole year, and we get there, and because we run it so strong, they're in a different defensive front. So, we've always kind of got that plan in there now, but we face so many different fronts now that we're pretty much ready for whatever they throw at it. But Coco's a very arrogant team. They're not going to change what they've been doing for Bradford County.
Oh, absolutely not. I didn't figure they would.
So we know we're going to get the 4-2 with the 5 defensive backs. And they'll adjust with the secondary to whatever we line up in. So we got a good plan. We've had a great week of practice. Let's tee it up and get it going.
I hear you, Coach. Hey, I really appreciate you stopping
you,
by,
David.
Coach.
Appreciate
Thank you. And I tell you, I'd like to have a show next week where we're saying we're going to be in the state championship game.
Let's do it.
And if that's the case, we can make that plan this week because I have trust and faith in my boys. Those Bradford Tornadoes. I do believe, Coach, and I don't want to say. I believe that just what I see and what I know, I think they can get the job done. And y'all, with y'all's coaching and the way everything's going, y'all can get the job done.
We are not going to be like a lot of teams have been and played Cocoa. We're not going to be intimidated.
No, absolutely not.
We're going to come out and let it.
You're going to smash them in the mouth, and they're going to probably smash you in the mouth.
And listen, it's going to be it's going to be another Ali Frazier.
Yeah, Ali Frazier.
15 rounds, let the best man win. So
yep. And I tell you, I don't, like I said, all I've seen is what I've seen on film and some different plays and some different highlights, that they got out there, these guys. But I think if it comes pound for pound, what you were talking about there in that heavyweight fight, I think I'd take our boys any day of the week on that.
Well, they're very arrogant and confident. So are we.
So,
we're
something's got to give, right?
Right. That's it. We were looking today, I think, out of our 10 games, I think eight of the teams we played were playoff teams. So, Coco talks about what a tougher schedule they played. Well, the 3 games that they played that were a lot tougher, they didn't win any of them. So,
right.
You can play them, but you better win one every once in a while.
Yeah.
So, you know what, though? They can talk all they want. Let's tee it up. Let's get it going, and again, let the best man win, let the best team win.
Yeah, I tell you what, Coach, won't you tell everybody to come out Friday night over to David Hurst Stadium before you go?
Come on out, David Hurst Stadium, Friday night, 7:30. Let's get that place rocking like it was last week. 12th man last week played a huge part in that game. We need you out there.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thanks guys. I appreciate it. Again, that was Coach Staples, and of course we had. Here we are back with On the Spot with David Rodgers. Hey, here he's back again.
What's his name?
Oh, what's his name? Yeah, how'd you put that? Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, what's his name?
Oh, what's his name? We didn't get a chance to do the weather. We want to do the weather for you because we do believe that we have the best weather man and the best weather graphics around. So we have to highlight that each and every week, no matter what else we do. So I'm going to turn it over to our director, Mr. Michael Heater, as he does the weather for us.
I appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get started, though, with some breaking news coming in out of the areas north of Pascagoula, headed up towards Birmingham. 4 tornado warnings and several thunderstorm warnings have been issued for that area. A line of thunderstorms stretching from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way up to Tennessee. That is going to be the severe weather. But first, we're going to get into locally for us. The grass pollen is a little bit on the rise, so you can see the numbers. 3.4 to 3.7 as we make our way through the next 4 days. Not too shabby, but if you are having allergy concerns, you'll see a little bit of an increase as we make our way through it. The next thing that we're going to be dealing with, of course, is the weather forecast, and that's what I like. This is the graphic that we're talking about. Now, this is for tomorrow. So Charlotte, Macon, areas stretching down towards southern Alabama, you're going to see that line of storms, and that rain's going to make its way into North Florida on Wednesday night. But for tomorrow during the day, look at this spread of temperatures. We're talking temperatures in the 60s in the upper 40s to 50s in the central part of the south. 83 degrees in Orlando. Of course, that's where the warmer temperature is before that front makes its way through. And that's what's going to allow us to be able to get some rain. So for tonight, clouds begin to build. Check out that beautiful stadium that's going to be
Look at there.
looking good. A low of 61 degrees thereabouts, southwest wind at about 5 to 8 miles per hour. Isolated storms possible tomorrow, especially after about 3 p.m. Highs at 80 degrees. That temperature will drop quickly once the front makes its way through. Northwest winds will kick it in at about 8 to 10 miles per hour. And then as we make our way into your 4-day forecast, that's going to give us the chance to see the next what's going to be coming up for us, and that includes the game day forecast. What I like about this forecast is that we're going to be able to see that all the way through Saturday. Once we get past the rain tomorrow afternoon, look at these temperatures as they start to drop off here. We're talking 72 degrees for a high. Friday's high, beautiful 77. It's going to get rainy, cooler, and then warmer as we make our way through with our lows right in the upper 50s as we make our way through it. But here's the best part, though. Friday night football, there's a tornado warning and sweater weather. Kickoff, 66 degrees, northwest winds at 5 to 8. The fireworks will be shooting off at about 62 degrees. That's going to be beautiful weather conditions for us, and a tornado warning for the Cocoa Puffs as they make their way up in Bradford County. Did I say that out loud? I think I did.
I thought I heard it.
And that, my friend, is your local forecast coming to you.
Wow, that is a great forecast, Mike. I'm glad that y'all was able to get the weather in here. Any final thoughts or anything before we shut her down? Dave, do you have anything going on? I know the big talk in the shop right now is tornado football. Yes. Everybody's whispering about that and, wanting to check out the game and all that good stuff. So, like Coach Rodgers said, I didn't know if y'all knew that, but we're the only, besides Hawthorne, we're the only game around.
Wow. Yeah.
Even out of Jacksonville, everybody. Union County has to go 5 hours from here, almost into the Alabama line to play this team that they're playing. Mm-hmm. Then, of course, Columbia's got to go to Lake Wales, which is south of us as well. So the only other person that has a home game is Hawthorne.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. I'm excited about the opportunities. And what's interesting is that's not the only thing that's coming up here. We're coming into the month of December. Dave, go ahead and tell us what you have going on. Anything spectacular that you've got?
Not right now.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
I can tell you that the next 4 weeks, possibly though, we got a lot of stuff happening around the community. Don't forget, this Saturday, December 3rd, is the 80th anniversary of the Keystone Airport. There will be a huge airport event.
What time does that start, Mike?
That kicks off at 10 a.m., runs until 4 p.m. There will be aircraft flights.
Oh, really?
There's going to be some, I believe we're going to have some acrobatic performances that's going to be happening. I don't know, not actual acrobatics, not an air show, but you might see some things here and there happen. Yeah. Skydivers are going to be making an appearance. Some military vintage aircraft from the 40s and the World War II vintage going on like that one. And I understand that there will be some fire trucks on display as well.
All right. Come out and check that out.
On December 9th, that is the City of Stark's tree lighting, Christmas tree lighting, and historic tour of the City of Stark. The Fantastic Fire Brigade, Engine 17, will be giving historic tours around the city to look at Christmas lights and get an auto history of the city being provided by several historians that live here in the City of Stark. That kicks off Christmas on Call Street, which then continues on December 10th, Saturday, running from 9 until about 8 or 9 p.m. On the Spot with David Rodgers, we'll be doing a live broadcast of the parade that will feature a lot of different things going on like that one. Fantastic Fire Brigade is going to be debuting its latest vehicle. We hope to have that out there for everyone to see. We're excited about that, especially for the kids. Breakfast with Santa on the 11th. If you would like to have your child have breakfast with Santa Claus at the Downtown Grill, make sure you get a hold of the Downtown Grill. Schedule with Chrissy Thompson. She'll be able to get you hooked up with that information as well. But wait, there's more. Saturday, December 17th, Tractor Supply teaming up with your favorite firefighting crew at the Fantastic Fire Brigade to do a toy drive. That'll be held at Tractor Supply at 1371 South Walnut Street at the Deerfoot Plaza, right around the corner from Harry Business. That'll be going on.
Right around the corner.
That'll be going from 10 until 4. You can come out and do your Christmas shopping there at Tractor Supply. Make a donation to the Funtastic Foundation. This is our new 501c3 nonprofit that is being established to help provide for children and for families displaced by fires, tornadoes, and other
That's awesome.
localized disasters that can happen. We'll be partnering with law enforcement, public safety, fire rescue, the Red Cross, and others to make sure that in an emergency, we got you covered. Just like fire rescue does as well.
I got one quick question, real quick, and I didn't know if you were finished or not. But anything on the Shop with a Cop?
A Shop with a Cop also happening, coming up as well, like that one. And we're excited because any cash donations that we receive from the brigade are going straight to Colonel Warren at the Stark Police Department as well. That's going to be a big event. That's always a big turnout. And I'm always excited because we get law enforcement and corrections officers from all over the state. The state prison, the Florida Highway Patrol, City of Stark, City of Lottie, Bradford County Sheriff's Office, Clay County. I mean, all these different agencies come in to really show their support for Shop with a Cop. Barry Warren has done an amazing job with that for many years now. The Kiwanis Club of Bradford County gave a $3,000 cash donation to Shop with a Cop to help offset the cost. Absolutely.
Wow.
That came straight from David Nisley, who's the president of the Kiwanis Club, and the secretary, who
Nice.
I happen to know. I did.
We happen to know.
Yeah, that's right. Lisa Heater, who's also the secretary, was involved in that as well. Shop with a Cop going on like that. A lot of things happening. So make sure that you make your way out to different events throughout the month of December, and then you'll also get a chance to see the St. Augustine Night of Lights going on until January 31st. So if you'd like to see a tour of that one, there's opportunities to tour it either locally or to have your own fire engine take you to see that as well. There's a number of things going on. Lots going on like that one. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving because we've got a very busy month of December coming up.
Also, don't forget this Thursday night on the Spot Motorsports Media, we'll have their podcast Thursday night at 7 p.m. Mitchell Gunner is the host of that. Yes. He will be interviewing Mike Bucci. He's a pastor and a top fuel dragster driver. So make sure you tune in Thursday night on the Spot Motorsports Media. Host Mitchell Gunter.
Did you just say pastor and top fuel drag?
I did.
Boy, talk about having God as your co-pilot. Anyway.
Hey, maybe Mitchell can ask him that.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Exactly right.
But anyway, make sure you tune into that. It's a great show. His page is really starting to boom, starting to throw some stuff out there. Have you seen some of those numbers? Oh my goodness!
Yeah, he's really.
I mean, thousands and thousands and he's almost. I think he's over 2,000 actual viewers each and for the whole thing. So he's starting to get up there with us now, and I know that each page helps each other, but still, I mean, that's a lot of hard work and a lot of time that he put in there. So thank you, Mitchell, for what you do each and every week, and of course, make sure you tune in this Thursday night. Yes. David, you got anything else? You got anything, David? Anything real quick?
I just want to say I'm glad to see you're back on your feet, Mr. Rogers.
I appreciate it.
Knocked down just for a little bit.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, it knocked me.
Listen, hey, it takes a lot of effort to go from show pony to pneumonia pony.
Pneumonia pony, that's right.
Glad you're feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, buddy, I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you for all you guys and the well wishes. I know everybody's like, "Oh, you know, he was really sick." And I'm not a guy that posts stuff like that about that kind of thing. Usually, I'm just hope that travels through word of mouth.
Yeah.
I'm just not a big poster type when it comes to that. So, but anyway, thank you for all the well wishes and everything.
Exactly right.
Mike, any last minute thing or any last second thing? You good?
I think we're good. Just again, you know what though? There was one thing I need to say real quick, like that.
Okay.
You know, last week being Thanksgiving, there was one thing that I was especially thankful for.
And
it's them. Our viewers, you guys rock.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be where we are without you. So we appreciate the viewers that tune in every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for On the Spot.
I'm glad you said that. We didn't really push this out there because we put this together at the last minute. We didn't know if we could get these guys.
Right.
And there was 20, 25, 26 live the whole time. Even though you said that maybe there was, hey, there's still 10